Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Land Shark Pickers channel. Just wanted to do a relatively short video about some of the changes I'm going to make for in my business for the year 2019. 2018 was a reasonable year as far as reselling, but definitely need to make some changes. Not doing as well as we need to. All of it's on me. It's not that eBay is slow. It's not that eBay is hiding my listings. It's not that eBay or Amazon or any other platform is doing anything. It's all on me. I'm not putting in the time that I need to do this full time, and that's about to change. So let's get into this real quick. Hopefully it won't take too long. I'll try not to go into too much detail, but the number one thing is to come up with a good schedule, a normalized schedule across the whole week. Excuse me. So currently, up until this point, I've been sourcing every morning. The problem is that it's almost too convenient for me. My son goes to a private school about 10 minutes away from the house. On that drive, I pass two thrift stores that are my main thrift stores that I use for sourcing. So I usually drop him off, stop at one. One's typically better than the other, so I'll spend probably 2 hours or so there. And it's becoming the point where it's consuming the time that I should be using to list items. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change my sourcing schedule and only source on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. This is unless some kind of retail arbitrage RA type opportunities identified, and I'll be chasing something like that. So I'm going to try and do that from 8 o'clock in the morning until 10 in the morning. Only on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And then I'll come in with whatever I find on that morning and record a quick haul video. Nothing extensive, but that's going to get me content. Y'all can be looking for videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays by the end of the day. That'll get me on a regular release schedule for content for YouTube as well. And when I say quick, those are probably going to be maybe 10-minute videos. Not a lot of editing, a thumbnail, that's about it. So by 10:30, I should be done with that. So that's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm gonna spend at least half of that time, that 8 to 10 o'clock time frame, to record a YouTube video for a non-haul or sales type video, a how-to. Something business related, something like that. I should be able to get that done in an hour and a half or so. Hopefully I can come up with ideas prior to that day. And then list on both of those days, that would be from the 8 to 10 o'clock hour. So by 10 o'clock or so, that's when my listing is going to start. Right now I'm planning on listing from 10 to 12:30. And my plan is to list at least 15 items during that time frame. And that's that's 5 days a week. And in just a minute, I'm working from a list here. Further down the list, I've got a reason behind the 15. My son gets out of school, so I'll list from roughly 10 to 12:30 every day. And the reason it's 12:30 is my son gets out of school at 1 o'clock. So I'll go pick him up at 1 o'clock. So that gives me a good break, lunch break, etc. On the YouTube front, so we'll be looking for, that'll get me into a daily routine of sourcing and or YouTube videos every day. Excuse me, sorry. So on that YouTube front, I'm also going to do my sold videos on a Saturday, so I will be covering everything that sold that week. More than likely won't be any videos released on a Sunday. So that gets me up to about 1 o'clock on during the week, and then let's see. I'm gonna leave 1 day handling on. I'm currently on a 1 day handling, so every day I'll pack sales from say 1:30 to 2:30. If I don't have any sales, hopefully that won't be the case with this new plan. But I think I'm pretty efficient at packing. I should be able to pack any number of sales that I have at this point during 1:30 to 2:30. Haven't considered what I'll do during that time if If I don't have any sales, that'll probably be utilized for listing. Then on from 3 to 4 o'clock or 4:30, that's going to be my time to help my son with his homework. He has a lot of homework. He's in 4th grade. It is a private school. He has a good bit of homework and still needs help staying focused. So work with him from 3 to 4 o'clock. And then 4 o'clock till 9 o'clock is family time. I've always been in the computer programming industry, so I'm going to try and stay sharp with that, work on something. Got a couple ideas on things that will help the reselling community that I've been toying with, so probably try and make some progress on that. I also have a couple of side, no, they're not really side anymore, but secondary to my reselling business. Do a little bit of website development and web programming, so get a little bit of work every now and then that comes in from that. Help my wife around the house, things like that. So pretty much family time. Then by 9 o'clock is my second round of listing. I'm planning to list from 9 to 11:30 every night. That could be while I'm watching a YouTube video, watching somebody's live show, watching a ball game, but that's going to be the second half. That's going to be another round of a minimum of 15 items. So that's a total of 30 a day. That's going to be quite a change because right now I probably list, 10 items a week, and that's where I struggle. It's just a matter of time management and buckling down, sitting down, and doing it. Hopefully this will make a big impact. Another thing I'm going to do, a little bit further down the list, is I'm going to do my best, and this is going to be my biggest challenge, is I'm not going to buy anything else until everything I have that's unlisted is listed. And that's going to be hard. I was talking with Justin, RVA Flips, the other day on Facebook or on the phone or something, and it's that fear of missing out on something that keeps me sourcing every day and from the time I put in, and that's hard. Excuse me. I know that's probably a challenge with a lot of people, so that's going to be, excuse me, that's going to be my plan, is to do my best to get everything listed before I buy anything else. Now, if I miss out on something in the store, I miss out on something in the store. I'm just going to have to get over that. Along that lines, I'm not going to pick up just trying to think of an example, this bottle top that I don't have listed and list it, just to list it. So the next item on the list is to donate any items that are unworthy of listing. I don't have a lot of that, but I do have, I've made some buys, not really big, huge bulk buys, but some decent sized quantity buys at auction before. And I've got a lot of the onesie, twosie type items still laying around. So I'm going to donate everything that I can that is not worth listing. Along the same lines of listing and sourcing is I'm going to try and pick up those bread and butter items. I've tried to stay away from clothing for a long time. But it's so plentiful. It seems to be profitable, whether it's marginal or decent margins. So I'm gonna try and pick up more clothing and bread and butter type items to fill my store. Because there's days that I go in to my thrift store and don't find anything, and I really think the reason behind that is that when I was doing this part time, my eyes were trained to only look for not home runs, but things that had larger margins. Because it wasn't my primary source of income, I could afford to only pick up certain items that had, items that had a certain margin. And I've really been challenged with getting away from that. So I've got to get back to picking up those bread and butter items that I know will sell, that I may make $5 to $10 on, to try and not really pad, but fill my store with those items so I can have sales throughout the day. Let's see what else. Excuse me. So another thing that I'm going to change, I know everybody's aware. If you're not aware, I can put the link down below once I get done with this. Is USPS is going to change their first class shipping to be more like priority. It's not going to be just a certain price based on a certain weight, regardless of where it goes. It's going to become more like priority. So I'm going to change to calculated shipping due to that change. I'll have to put in, right now I'm not putting in weights or measurements for my items, so I'm going to have to go back and and do that for all my existing items and change my listing process to include that as part of my process, or be able to estimate. Um, so I'm sorry this isn't in any specific order. I'm trying to group it best I can. So I've got my goal is to get to that magical 1,000 quality listings. So my goal is to get there in 6 weeks. So that goes back to the 15 items I list in the morning, a minimum, and the 15 minimum I list at night. If I list 30 items a day, I can get to that 1,000 listings in 6 weeks. Hopefully that will work. If I get to 1,000 listings and have a good amount of clothing, I'm really debating on moving all my clothing listings to another store, just to try and keep those separately. Clothing, in my mind, is a little bit different than hard goods, so that's the plan with that. I am currently with the premium store, the 1,000 listings, so I really got to start getting the value out of that. Another thing I'm going to do is, I do this often, but I don't do it regularly. Another thing I need to do regularly is do an inventory. I'm going to try and do inventory once a month. I'm trying to do that on the first Saturday of the month. That's going to be, printing out my list of active listings, and just going down and checking, make sure I have several bins that are labeled A, B, C, D, just like everybody else. I use the custom SKU portion of a listing to hold the date that I purchased it, how much I purchased it for, where I purchased it from. If it is a store, I've got stores here that have multiple locations, what location it was from. I also put the bin location of where it's stored in there. So I'll be validating just that the item is where I say it is and that it's actually there. Just trying to avoid the whoops, I can't put my hands on this item. That's never been a problem. It usually goes pretty quick. You can either work from the bin to my list or the list to my bin. Either way, I'm not to the point where I've got 30 or 40 bins. I probably got 6, so that's not a problem. Another thing, if you've been watching any of my videos, you'll notice I buy a good bit of exercise equipment. Excuse me. My goal is to buy as much of that as I can because the margins are so good with it. I think the key to that is, if I'm not going to be at these stores every day, I need to build a relationship with at least one person at each store that will help me with when those type of items come in. I think I know my primary store, these people know that I come in and buy this stuff, but I need to build a relationship that I can rely on, where they'll say, "Hey, Craig, send me a text. Hey, I've got a treadmill and you need to come check it out." And I can work that time into, that's a focused amount of time that I can spend in a store. I'm going after that specific item, just like chasing something in RA. It's focused, so I don't have a problem doing that. Another thing is bubble wrap. Not really bubble wrap, but I have a problem sometimes where if I run out of bubble wrap, I'll run to the store and I'll pay retail for it. At Staples, Walmart, and I'm probably overpaying. So I've got to order supplies ahead of time before I need them. I've done that periodically in the past, but that's something I've definitely got to get better at. I just bought a thing of bubble wrap yesterday because I had run out. Once I have a few more extra dollars coming in, I need to go ahead and order another one so I can have that one on its way in. Here's something, excuse me again, sorry. Here's one more thing. I think this is the last item on the list, and it is kind of a criteria or a threshold for items in my listing and my testing. I want to test electronics within 2 days of purchase. I've got a stack of probably 15 DVD VHS combos and VCRs, things like that, and only 2 or 3 of them have been tested, and none of them have been listed. So I want to test all my electronics within 2 days of purchase, and then more generically, I want to list every item that comes in the door after I get through my death pile, obviously, within 2 days of purchase. That'll get me, I really think this plan will get me on a more successful roadmap with reselling. Hopefully something in this video will help you out. Please, if you see any holes or any way I can improve this, please comment below. I'm open for anybody that wants to be an accountability partner or accountability group or anything like that to kind of keep each other on the straight and narrow and stay focused. So I appreciate y'all watching. If you're new to the channel, please, if you don't mind, subscribe. If you like this content, if you like it, please hit the like button and share these videos. So hopefully in the next week, we'll start seeing some more regular videos. I appreciate everybody's time. Thank you.